Okay, what's up, everybody? RevSauce9. Make sure to rate, like, and subscribe. We're going to be doing a quick review of NXT for 11/19/2024. This show was better than Raw. I'll put it this way. Better than Raw. I would say it had a beginning, middle, and end. It had an ebb and flow. I enjoyed it. Chase, you broke up tonight, guys. I know, spoiler alert, they broke up. I'm happy they did. Chase U needs to break up. Thea Hell needs to be her own thing. I think Chase U was kind of fizzling out. How much more could they run their course on? Rich Holland kind of broke it up. It was kind of over. And the main event, yes, there was tears. Yes, it was good. It was fun. I enjoyed it for what it was. But Chase U, they kept losing. They needed to break it up. Maybe they turn heel. Maybe there's a bigger picture in the things of things. Andre Chase, I like. I think he could be his own thing and be spectacular on the main roster, or, keeping NXT and being that NXT purgatory. But, I digress. Rich Holland is good stuff. I think Rich Holland's got a big future coming up on the main roster. If he's got a spot there, I think he's another Braun Breaker in the works. I think they could do a lot with him going forward. They had a few Iron Survivor Challenge matches, which was okay. They had Zeta and Sinclair. And then they had Stephanie Vaquer and Jada Parker. It was okay. They had men's qualifying matches between Nathan Frazier and Eddie Thorpe, which was okay. I mean, again, I'm not a big fan of these Iron Survivor matches. I know this is Shawn Michaels' bread and butter, and I get it. But it's okay. The Iron Survivor matches are okay. I know Deadline is basically their version of Survivor Series for NXT, but it's just okay. You know what I mean? I don't know. I would rather see a King of the Mountain match, honestly. I know they're trying to copy the whole idea of TNA back in the day shit. But again, Tony D'Angelo versus Brooks Jensen, it was okay. I mean, it's not something that I would write home about, but Nathan Frazier, Eddie Thorpe, the match was okay. It had some high-flying action match. Nathan Frazier and Axiom, before they got to the match, they were like, oh, the tag team division is looking all over us. I'm afraid to lose my titles. And Nathan Frazier's like, don't worry about it. We're going to be okay, mate, and all this stuff. And then Axiom looks around, and then, so you got that going on, which is good. They're building storylines. I can't say that about Raw, but I could say that about NXT right now. NXT, they are building beginning, middle, and ends of things. There was a great vignette with Chase U. I enjoyed that. They showed a video package of how long Chase U's been in NXT, where their beginning, middle, and end is. And if this is it, this is it. They're going to go out swinging. Stephanie Vaquer defeats Jada Parker with a interference by Lola Vice. This was a good match. Stephanie Vaquer getting wins. That's how we should be doing this. Stephanie Vaquer, I think, is going to win the Iron Survivor if they pull it off, or Julia, one of the two, and then that'll face Roxanne Perez. Why am I about to say Raquel Rodriguez? I got Raquel Rodriguez on my mind. Anyway, Brentley Reese and Dalton Lennox, again, I don't get this. They're doing this cross promotion with the CW. I just don't get it. I don't like when networks tell their organization what to do. And no picture to picture. What are we doing? No picture to picture. I see this on Raw now. I see this on SmackDown. No picture to picture. Why? Little things that they're doing on these three shows are just baffling to me. And I hope they do fix when they do cut to commercials or whatever on Netflix. I hope they do have picture to picture. I do hope when they roll ads, they have, picture to picture. You know what I mean? Again, I did not care for the Big 12, Pac-12, whatever they're doing, Oregon State gear. I didn't care for that. I thought it was hokey pokey. I'm sorry. I don't need you to be We the Children, John Cena shit. I don't. And if they're going to start doing that shit, I'll tune off. Because I remember We the People, We the Children, John Cena shit. And I remember how hokey pokey Monday Night Raws and SmackDowns were. They were just repetitive, awful. Do not become that, WWE. Learn from your mistakes. Please don't do this kind of stuff again. I get they got to please the CW, but that wasn't it, Chief. NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez cuts a promo on the beach, and it was uploaded to social media. Suruko photo bombs Perez, which was all just a work and a shoot. Technically to set up for a Suruko and a Roxanne Perez match at Deadline. Tony D versus Brooke Jensen with Sean Spears. Basically, he defeats Brooke Jensen, is pretty much becoming the Chad Gable of the NXT. Pretty much just lose, lose, lose. That's all he does. Lose, lose, lose. Carmen Petrovic and Adonis defeat Brandley Reese and Donna Lennox in a mixed tag team match. Again, why? Why are we doing throwaway matches? On Raw, they do this all the time. They do these mixed tag team matches for no reason. They did that with the LWO last night, and they're doing it again here. Why? If it didn't work on Raw, why are we doing it on NXT? Again, I just don't get it. The show was decent. Tony D and Brooke Jensen was a pretty good match. Then we have Zyra defeating Willen St. Clair in an Iron Survivor match. So Zyra, Delta, good stuff. Needed to happen. F5 Zara is getting a monster push, which is great. So you'll see pretty much in this Iron Survivor, you're probably going to see Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, and Zara. Again, it's going to be hard when you sign the big three in free agency. Again, what's the difference if WWE does it when AEW does it? You know what I mean? It's good for business to me. I think, hey, look, if you have money to throw around, sign as much as you like. That's the way I see it. Anyway, Eddie Thorpe throws a tantrum with Ava. Thorpe is such a good character, but he is booked to look like a jerk and a jobber. Basically. Thorpe did lose and threw a tantrum backstage, and that was that. Petrovic and Adonis are chatting backstage, and their spark between Nikki Lyons interrupts Adonis, texts her back. Petrovic was upset by this, and she stormed off. And a really good video package to hype up the Iron Survivor. Basically, what they're doing is doing kind of like War Games, firing it up. Ethan Page vows to regain the NXT Championship in a backstage promo that begins with qualifying for the Iron Survivor. Again, Ethan Page had his time with the title. I think if they have Trick Williams lose, it's just gonna be hokey pokey title. It would be basically what AEW does with their titles, back forth. They did that with Orange Cassidy, and it got very repetitive. Chase U featured in another vignette. Andre Chase, the great leader that he is, with another hype video earlier in the show. Hype some more. Now NXT Trick Williams gets a full entrance. He comes out on the street with street clothes. Trick provides the guest commentary for the main event. And Rich Holland defeats Andre Chase and won a hell of a match. You got to give Andre Chase his due, his credit. Literally no joke. Chase U is good shit, but it's time for them to break up. It's time for something new. Thea Hell needs to be in the women's division. I felt that she was held back by Chase U for a while. And again, like I said, Chase U crew is watching on the monitors backstage, looking very, very, very distraught, nervous. And when the tears were flowing, Rich Holland needs to be number one contender for Deadline. He needs to be the guy going forward. I don't think he's going to win against Trick Williams, but I think Trick Williams needs a good opponent, and I think Rich Holland would be perfect in that situation. Hudson and Riley Bourne would both give involved in the match process. Hudson is rammed through the wall, gimmicked section of the set. Osborne was thrown in a flip dive that wipes out Holland and Hale, and Holland countered Osborne. Holland picks up Osborne with the military press. Holland then tosses Osborne over the ropes to the floor like the Ultimate Warrior might have done to some jobbers in 1989. So that was the match. Post-match, Chase is nearly in tears. He looked like he had failed the students, and all in the some ways were laid out in the hands of Holland. They were seemingly supposed to be serious moment, but the same people in the studio audience began singing "Hey Hey Goodbye" song, and that somewhat killed the mood and chuckled nonetheless. So that was that for NXT. Honestly, this was a decent show. I would say B minus, C plus. Good show, not bad. It had some Iron Survivor qualifying stuff. We are getting some stuff with Fenley, with the title, with Paxley. We're getting things moved forward. We're getting progression on NXT. I would actually say NXT had a pulse compared to Egg Beaters by Seth Rollins, and I just don't understand. You know, we give shit to AEW for being all over the place, but I feel WWE's just the same, all over the place. And, you know, my co-host, we'll go here real quickly, and I wanted to respond to this in my video because he literally, let's see here, he said, I felt the women's belt was kind of there, is more disappointing though in a desperate way. I think that's what they were. I think that's what Icon was trying to say. And also, the beginning promo is easy to see. I saw it through a video before Raw, and I didn't forget the username. I forgot the username. In a different way. Basically, the women's titles are garbage. Basically, the women's tag team belts are garbage. That's why they made mid-card titles, and I'm glad they did on. I wanted to answer your Icon in this video. I did. I agree with you. I'm just saying, again, they had to make mid-card titles because you have too many women that should be pushed to a main card title, but, you know, it's been like a little 50-50, so... You know, just like I said before, wait and see. Let's see what happens. But at the end of the day, and I'm going to leave it as this, NXT was better than Raw to me so far. Maybe SmackDown changes my mind. Maybe something changes. But as of right now, I will say right now, as far as WWE, NXT is leading it for me. Anyway, my name is Rev Sauce. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.